Very, very plain and transparent about online gambling and betting. And what is going on here is to scrutinize whether any of those rules were broken. This is a lot of money. There was reportedly a whale that made a very large gain on this. It's all online. It's all on the blockchain. They'll be able to do this in a matter of a week or so to see if this company, in fact, broke the rules.
You heard it from Kevin O'Leary right there. The FBI raiding the home of the CEO of popular betting site Polymarket. This raid coming just a week since Polymarket predicted that Trump would win the election. Joining us now to weigh in, New York Congresswoman Claudia Tenney, member of House Ways and Means. Great to have you on the program today, Congresswoman. I want to ask you about this because Kevin O'Leary brings up a good point, which is possibly there's a case to be looked into here. But many others today are crying foul and saying that the Department of Justice is taking its last sort of victory lap in this position and again, politicizing the DOJ to go after a platform that didn't necessarily predict that their candidate would win and really had an influence. I looked at Polymarket at 10:53 that night, and I went to bed because I knew Trump had won.
Yeah, I relied on Polymarket as well. I was reading it, and apparently they're claiming it's an information site. The real question is what kind of probable cause warrant did the DOJ and FBI have to go in and seize these assets from this CEO? We don't know. It looks like it's not technically a betting site, although it's an information site. They're claiming there may be some kind of betting that's going on overseas, funneled through VPNs and other sources. But it does look a little overly aggressive. It kind of has that look of maybe somebody that looks like they might be supporting Trump has to be raided at 6 a.m. like Roger Stone and so many others. So I don't know. I could definitely see that this would be an overly aggressive move by DOJ, but that warrant will eventually come out. We'll see what kind of really probable cause they may have or may not have had to raid Polymarket.
Congresswoman, it looks like, of course, the Republicans will have a majority in the next session, right, for the House of Representatives, but it's a slim majority, and I'm wondering if it is enough to get things done.
Well, that's up to the members of Congress in our conference. We had President Trump come into our conference yesterday along with Elon Musk. He was warmly welcomed, and he was tremendously positive to the members. And so we're hoping that Trump can be the leader to get all of us to come together. That's the one sticking point with our conference. We need to stick together. And Mike Johnson, who is our fabulous speaker, got unanimous reelected yesterday. He's the guy that's going to try to keep the Titanic together, steer us away from that iceberg, and make sure that we implement this critically important agenda. This is an important agenda, especially on the committee I serve on, the most powerful committee, the Ways and Means Committee, where the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act are going to be on the table for next year.
Yeah, Congresswoman, one of the biggest, most high-profile parts of this agenda is shrinking government, cutting government waste. Now, I know President Trump was warm in that meeting, but he had Elon Musk with him. And Elon Musk is a guy who, when he comes into town, he's great if you're doing what he wants, but if you're kind of working against his agenda, he might not be your friend. Do you think that's going to help align some of your colleagues to actually get on board with getting something done in terms of cutting spending?
Well, I do. I think he's brilliant. He's a genius. Look what he's doing in space. You see the government agency I'm on another committee, Science, Space and Technology Committee, which oversees NASA. But look at the work that he's doing in the private sector. I think he can help us with government efficiency. I think he is certainly someone that can go through that along with Vivek Ramaswamy. They're going to be a great team. But look, cutting regulations was a key formula in President Trump's first term. Remember, he is the only president in the history of the United States to cut the branch that he operates. He cut the executive branch. His mission was to cut 2 regulations for every one, but on average, he actually cut 8 per every one. When we reinvigorate our energy sector, bring back sensible, responsible gas drilling and all the things that we need to do to drive our economy, it's all going to come down to growth and tax cuts, and tax cuts are going to be critical. 440,000 people in my district, if we don't fix the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, are going to get about a 25% tax increase. Our small businesses are going to see a huge income tax increase if we don't reinstate 199A. There's a lot of critical stuff that we're going to be doing next year. We have to stick together. We have to stay on mission, and I think Trump's going to help us do that.
It seems like, given what we've seen in the last week or so, Congresswoman, he's paving the way for that. And also, you make a great point about cutting that spend and cutting that waste. They spent and grew on steroids, so he's got a bigger job to do, but we will watch him do it. Congresswoman Claudia Tenney, thank you.